What's up everybody, and welcome back to Gato RC. In today's video, we are adding a new rig to the fleet, a Redcat Ascent Fusion. Oh no! Oh my goodness! Holy shit! So why did I get a Fusion? Well, because it's completely opposite from my Optic. My Optic is, straight axle, servo on axle. It's a tube chassis buggy. It's pretty wide, pretty long. And this Fusion is a little bit shorter, a little bit narrower, a little bit taller. It's on portals. The servo, it's a 3-link with the servo on the chassis. And so it's just a completely different experience. And that's kind of what I wanted for myself. But I also wanted another rig, just so that way, one, if my Optic breaks, I got a backup. But I can also play with my boys or a friend of mine if they want to come out and go crawling. I've got another rig to go with, and so that's going to meet all of those key purposes. And so I'm excited to see what this thing will do. We're out here at the Bark Park. We're going to figure out some of the normal lines, some of the normal obstacles, things like that, see how it does, and just kind of do some shakedowns to see what I like about it, see what I want to change. I think there's already a couple things I want to change. I'm not a fan of the body and the wheels and tires. They just something different, so we'll definitely make some changes with that. But overall, I just kind of want to see how it does, just kind of out of the box. So let's get to it. Right, we're going to do our best today because this controller for the Redcat does not have the GoPro mount on it. So luckily it is a pretty ergonomic controller, and so you can drive one-handed pretty well. But we're just out here farting around. We're going to see where this Ascent will go. This Fusion, I like it. It's quiet. Stuck right here. See, there's that jumpy backwards. I mean, that one wasn't so bad, but you know what? Oh, see, like that. I just wanted to barely back up, but I gave it just too much juice. And I think we're stuck here. Oh, we're gonna try it. Oh gosh, I gotta fix that. That's annoying. We'll go up a different spot here. Oh, that's not bad. Ooh, hanging that tire, hanging that tire. Yeah. Now I did a little comparison, and it's not much shorter than my Optic, so its reach shouldn't be too bad, but it's not, like I said, it's not as wide as my Optic. So in that scenario, it might be a little harder to get to some places. Oh, geez. I will say, like my Optic, it seems like the bottom can kind of get hung up. It's not as tall as you would expect, but this thing's not too bad. I like it. I will say, I don't know if it's because the Fusion is so quiet or the servo is so loud, but boy, does that servo make noise. Okay, this thing's pretty cool. I kind of dig it. I like how it drives so far. It's nice and quiet. It doesn't seem too dramatic other than the reverses. We'll see if we can mess with that a little bit, but this is a good first little opening run. All right, so this next part, I mean, it's doing pretty well. It feels a little better on the throttle. So let's start heading up this mountain and seeing if we can do some of these different obstacles that we have up here and how this thing responds to them. Still gets stuck up on its belly like my Optic does. That's all right. I'm kind of used to that. I'll still have to work with that and see what I can do, but tire placement is key. Ooh, a little jumpy there. The other thing I have is I do have a set of trepadors, actual trepadors with some 3D printed inserts, and I might swap those on here later to see if it does any better. I think also the wheels might have a different offset on them, the Ajora wheels I have, so it might make it a little bit wider at the same time. We'll see. This is a little excessive right out of the gate for this thing. We'll see if it'll do it. This is a pretty tough climb. It's very, very steep, and there's not a ton of grip. I barely made this in the stock Optic. seems like it's more a tire issue than it is a... Oh. Oh, no way. Wow. Uh-oh. Oh, it does shake a lot. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, this is a tire grip issue, not a... Like the truck will physically do it, it just, these tires aren't giving it the grip it needs to get up there. I'm working. Come on, baby. Oh, I'm falling down. I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to lose progress here. We might have to throw in the towel on this one. That's still pretty impressive though for just a basic RTR. This climb is real hard. Oh, no way. Okay, all right, well, that's actually quite impressive. That was really impressive. All right, let's keep heading up this hill, I guess. Let's hit some of these other little obstacles that we normally do. I like this route because it's got a good mix of things. Like that's a pretty difficult climb. Again, I'm really surprised it did that. But then there's some little side hilling stuff, and in some of these other spots, it will. There's a lot of different line options, so we can get as hard or as we want here, and as difficult or tippy or whatever it is as we want. So we'll see how this thing does. I will say I do wish it did steer a little bit sharper. That would be nice. Oh boy. So this is a good side hill obstacle. Ooh, if I can walk. Let's see here. So we'll see. My Optic can do this. It takes some good inserts, so we'll see how this thing does. Ooh, see, like it now I can tell how narrow it is because I usually straddle this big rock right here. I don't know if we'll be able to do that. Oh, it looks like it's gonna go. Let's see. Getting close to kind of hold it. Maybe. Oh man. Oh no. All right, let's try again. Okay, so this one we're gonna let. I'm gonna leave the camera mounted on the ground so I can use two hands in order to do this. I don't know if that's gonna help at all, but we're gonna give it our best shot. Oh, this is where it gets tricky. You need it to fall into that little, right here. Come on, come on. There it is, there it is. Oh, this might be the one, this might be the one. Oh, that stayed on there much better this time. Oh no. Ooh, did we make it this time? Look at that, we made it this time. Just took a little finesse, Okay, again, that's pretty impressive. All right, so we made our way from the side hill area over there, and now we're up here to this big wall, and there are lines everywhere, all over the place. All right, this one's not too bad. Let's see what this is. This will give me a good idea about these tires. I don't know if they're bad, but they're not great. We'll see. You know what? It just kind of walked right up that. That's better than I thought it was going to do. Let's see what we got up here. This is the tricky spot. Getting down this is never, I don't know, elegant, I guess you could say. Oh, that wasn't bad. That was pretty decent. That was pretty decent. All right, I'll take that. That was pretty nice. That was pretty nice. All right, this climb, where the side hilling was kind of affected negatively by the narrow width, I think this line, that narrow width, will actually be helpful. We'll see. There we go. Yeah, look at that. I don't have to be on that wall way up here at the end. Yeah, that was pretty nice actually. That worked out well. All right, so we're gonna swap out these tires. Like I said, I got these Enduro wheels. They're nothing fancy. They're just 1/9 beadlocks, aluminum. And then I've got these Maxxis Trepadors. You can see they're a fairly similar looking tread. But the Trepadors are G8 compound. I was running those on my Optic when I was doing Scale Hero because you need a scale tire. So they've got some break-in on them, and they got really nice 3D printed inserts. And these front ones actually have brass weights in the front where the rear ones have the aluminum. So we'll see what they do. They're slightly taller, and I think they might be a little bit wider. The offset will push them out a little bit wider. So we'll see what that does. It might not do anything. It might make a big difference. We'll find out. Ooh, all right. It doesn't look too bad with these on there. I like the way it looks. So we'll see how this thing works. It is a little bit wider, not quite as wide as I thought it was going to be, but it did widen the stance a bit. So we'll see if these make a difference. All right, let's do this side hill, and let's see if being a little bit wider is helpful. We'll find out. I don't know if it's going to matter as much, because I don't think we really widened it a huge amount. Let's see. And my shadow's gonna get in the way here. Baby. Wow, that made a big difference. That made a big difference. That was pretty impressive. All right, let's see what it does with these Trepadors. The other thing that may or may not make a difference is that these Trepadors, like I said, have brass rings in the front, so it's going to change the weight bias of this a bit. So now it's going to have quite a bit of weight in the back, or in the front. And so I don't know if that's, again, I don't know if that's good. If that's bad, we will find out. Now these are nice 3D printed inserts. They're from my buddy Donnie. He's a local here in Arizona. Oh! Okay. Let's try something a little different here. Well, we had some technical difficulties, and we're gonna just mount the camera flat like this so that I can try and focus on driving and getting up this obstacle. But then I also broke my little tripod that I used to hold on to it, and the little flexible legs apparently flexed too much, and today was their last day. There we go. Oh, it got light right there, fell out of line. Yeah, bouncing. Oh, that was close. Let's try that again. again. Kind of the same method. You kind of got to bounce that last little part. It made it though, not bad. All right, well, after playing with this thing for a while, it is pretty capable. I can absolutely see why people love this thing and why it runs really well. There are definitely some shortcomings here. It's a little narrow. That's an easy fix with some wheels. The tires aren't that great. I thought they were going to do better. They're kind of soft. They've got a decent pattern on them. So I was kind of a little disappointed in the tires, but those are quick, easy things to fix. Like I said, I do definitely want to change the body. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. And I think the steering servo, I don't know, we'll see what happens with that. It's not great. So just some little things that are, you know, easy upgrades, easy things to do. Overall, though, I'm very impressed with this Fusion. I'm glad I got this. Now, I didn't buy it brand new. I got it used, so I didn't pay a ton of money for it. I think it was like a little over 300 bucks, and it only been run a couple times. I got all the extra parts and everything with it, and so this was a great value is what this was. This is fantastic. I didn't spend a ton of money, and it runs really well. I'm very impressed. So I'm gonna start looking at some things, ordering some mods. We're gonna start messing with it, and we're gonna see kind of where we can really take this thing. So as always, thanks for crawling with me.